First question. In the story of a fox and a donkey, what kind of setting or place do you imagine they are in? Once you answer, we'll move on to the next one.
Because I technically already read the story. Well, the donkey didn't like show up yet. I don't know why it's called that, but yeah.
Got it. No problem at all. It sounds like you've got.
For my answer for the first question, well, the fox met a lion. So it starts with that.
Absolutely. We'll start right from there. So that's one question down. All right, here's the next one. In the story, what was the main problem or conflict that the fox and the donkey faced together? We'll keep track as we go, and we'll get to all 12.
Well, the donkey didn't show up yet. It's just the fox and a lion right now. So the fox didn't want to get eaten. So the fox said that he will get a chunky donkey to bring to the lion as a meal.
Perfect. That makes a lot of sense. So the fox is basically trying to save himself by offering to bring the lion a donkey. Got it. That's a good bit of the story. Now let's go on to question number 3. When the fox went to find the donkey, how did the fox convince the donkey to come along with him? We'll just keep it rolling like that.
The story doesn't show that, but before, I remember it says the fox and the donkey were close friends. What is a lion predator is friends with the prey, but it's possible. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a fun twist. Sometimes stories just have these little quirks, right? So that's 3 questions down. 4. Let's move on to the next one. Once the donkey did come along, what kind of plan did the lion and the fox come up with to catch him? We'll keep going from there.
Well, the lion was probably satisfied with the deal, but the lion decided to lunge at both of them. So yeah.
Got it. So the lion basically decided to double cross and just lunge at them both. That definitely adds a twist to the whole plan. So that's 4 questions done. 5. For the 5th question, how did the donkey react when the lion tried to lunge at them? We'll keep track of these as we go.
I would say they were both scared, so they were hugging each other, and they were eliminated. Which I think the lion just had them for maybe lunch or dinner maybe, but not normal. I mean literally just use them as food, which is something that the lion would normally do. So yeah, it has logic.
Absolutely, that makes sense. So basically, the lion just ended up turning them both into his meal. Definitely a twist on trust and survival there. So that's 5 questions done. Let's move on to the 6th one. What do you think the moral or lesson of the story A Fox and a Donkey might be? We'll keep counting up from there.
Well, the moral of the story is a bad friend can lead us to doom, I think.
Yeah, that's a very fitting moral. Sometimes a bad friend or a betrayal can definitely lead to trouble. All right, that's 6 questions down. 7. Let's go to the next one. If you were in the donkey's place, do you think there's anything the donkey could have done differently to avoid the lion's trick? We'll keep it rolling from there.
Well, just if go in, see lion, go back, and just run away to the dark side and just keep running and running. If I'm tired, I'm just gonna do one thing that's gives like a little more boost of stamina, which is to never give up. It's sometimes usually when I'm like out of like when I'm out of energy.
That's a really good approach. Just keep running and never give up. That's a solid lesson in itself. So that's 7 questions down. Let's move on to question 8. How do you think the fox felt at the very end of the story, when things didn't go as planned? We'll keep track from here.
I think scared, I guess, because they are going to become a delicacy for the lion.
Absolutely, that makes perfect sense. The fox would definitely be feeling scared knowing that they're both about to become the lion's meal. Great answer. So that's 8 questions down. 9 for the 9th question. If you could change the ending of the story, how would you change it to give it a happier or different outcome?
I would say continue.
Absolutely. Let's keep going. So if you were to change the ending, maybe you'd have the fox and the donkey outsmart the lion or find a clever way to escape. There are lots of possibilities. So that's 9 questions done. 10. Here's the 10th question. Do you think the story would be different if the donkey had been the main character instead of the fox? How might that change things? We're getting close to all 12.
I don't know. Also, can you answer the ninth question? I'm just gonna for the 9th question. I'm just gonna say for the lion to not eat them. So yeah, that's my answer 9. So yeah, let's move on to like 11, I think.
Absolutely, got it. So for question 9, you change the ending so that the lion doesn't eat them. Nice and simple and definitely a happier ending. So that's 9 questions done, and we're on to question 11. All right, here's the next one. Do you think the fox was a villain from the start, or did the fox just make a bad choice out of fear? We'll keep track of these last 2.
I would say like the fox was like so good that he just said, "I will give you with a chunky donkey." Also by chunky I mean fat. So yeah. My way of saying things are sometimes not like other people may say. So yeah.
Absolutely, and that's totally fine. Everyone has their own way of saying things, and it definitely makes the story more interesting with your own perspective. So that's 11 questions down, just 1 more to go. All right, here's our 12th and final question. If you were going to tell this story to someone else, what's one detail you'd definitely include to make it memorable? And that'll be all 12.
The fox.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
No worries.
the fox.
Definitely. So you'd highlight the fox as a key detail to make the story memorable. That makes perfect sense. The fox is definitely a character that stands out. And that's all 12 questions. Thanks for going through them with me. If there's anything else you want to chat about, just let me know.